Well, I'll just pass.
I can answer anything.
I can answer, but you might want to say the.
All right. We are live, you guys. Hello, friends and, well, family. You're family too. I'm Jenna Marotta, Executive Director, Tennessee Songwriters, and your host of tonight's Q&A with the Pros. We have Mark Barnowski and Bob Dellaposta and me, hi, to answer your questions. We're here to help grow and nurture you. And I am, without further ado, going to go with our first person who already emailed me her question. Sure. And since she's online waiting to talk to us, I'm just going to let her ask the question. Are you ready, Kimberly?
All right, where are you going to find the pros?
Do you want me to read it for you? Okay. Oh, wait, I can't. Hold on. I can, but it's not going to work. It's on my phone. My phone is filming us. All right. I'm going to add you. Do you want to wait? Hold on. I can't hear her. I can't hear you unless I'm adding you.
Hi, everybody. I'm just going to ask the question. Can you hear me?
Second. This is my fault. This is my fault. Try it again.
Can you hear me now?
Do I not hear you? Talk.
Can you hear me now?
There she is.
Hi, everybody. From Las Vegas, hello.
Hi. We're getting the volume up. Give us just a second here. We want everybody to be able to hear you.
Okay.
All right. Now we can hear you. Kimberly is one of our new members in the Vegas chapter, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Kimberly.
guys. I had it very well structured on a piece of paper, but I'm just going to ask the question. I have some interest in, and I've been getting picked up a little bit. I even have a song with Cody Johnson right now. However, I've got a catalog of 60 other songs that I've been told, well, go ahead and put them up on Spotify the way they are right now. And so I've done that, but I'm freaking out a little bit because I get mixed comments from different people on if that's a good thing or not, seeing that I'm actively trying to pitch it to other artists right now. Even though the demos are really good and they're radio ready and I have them out right now and I just put them out and I'm kind of freaking out about it and I don't know what the right thing is to do or not to do. Well, or is it something that could also gain interest or show interest if it's starting to hit like, oh, well, people are interested in the song. So is it good? Is it bad? What is it?
Let me recap that question for the guys because I did read the email, and to sum it up. So Kimberly has been, she's been getting a lot of traction with her songs, right? And she's on the, right now on call for one with Cody Johnson. And apparently she has a bunch of her songs that her fans and her friends want to hear her versions of, right? Put it out on Spotify. And she's afraid if she does that, is that going to hurt or interrupt her chances of pitching the material, or is it going to support the goal of pitching the material and work well together?
I am of the belief, because there have been more than one instance, and the instance I'll give you is Friends in Low Places, that Mark Chestnut released and cut way before Garth Brooks did. Garth Brooks cut it anyway. They released it, and of course it was Song of the Year, #1 for how long? So I don't think having a song independently released really hurts the song they're going to cut it. That's my opinion. Anyway, I would make the money while you can. I have friends that saved their song for a major artist, and they're still 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they still have that song and they're saving it for a major artist. Meanwhile, they bypassed any independent cut or releasing it themselves because they were artists. I'm not for that. I want, if I got 15 cents coming to me, I want my 15 cents. I don't want to wait. Mark, how do you feel about that? Does it hurt?
That's a good question. Are you trying to be an artist or are you just trying to be a songwriter?
Kimberly, are you trying? Okay.
No, I do not sing or so unfortunately I sound like a frog with a sore throat. So I am really focusing on songwriting and making a career out of it. I've been writing for 20 years.
So the songs that you're proposing to put on Spotify, would that be under like an AI pseudonym? Is that what you're thinking about doing?
No. It's under my name as the songwriter. And I do compose my music as well.
Are you the performer on the song though?
No, I do not perform the song. So I do
Well, that's-
generate the
that's-
music
see, that's
using.
different.
Right. That's different.
That's why I was asking, because Spotify is for artists.
Right. Spotify and streaming, that's for artists.
Where you should go, if I can suggest, would be go to disco. Join disco. And on
Uh-huh.
disco, pardon?
She said,
Okay, disco, just like the word disco. Go on disco, and you can load all your songs on disco, and then you can categorize them. And if your friends want to hear them, you can give them access to a certain amount of them. And then if you have anybody that's asking for songs, it won't be out in public. It'll be controlled by disco. It's just right there. You can let them hear one song or 5 songs or a whole folder. You can control everything that way. And it's also a good storage place for you as a backup in case something happens to your computer.
There's also a legal issue if you hire a demo singer and then you want to put them on Spotify. That's, you have to have a work for hire or their permission or get permission to use.
Yeah, you can't just release
You just can't release
some
a demo.
any artist stuff streaming if you're not the artist yourself. That's why I
Correct.
asked if you were thinking about having an AI pseudonym, because that is what people are doing. They are becoming an AI character. It is a thing. Okay. I'm not here to necessarily promote it or say yes or no. This is just what people are doing. They are inventing a band name and they're making their person be an AI person, and it's an invented artist that they're behind, or an invented band.
Are you saying
Yeah, no, I don't want to really do that.
Right.
It's
So
and
your stuff.
I do compose my music in my programs and stuff that I use, and really getting into that. So but I just don't sing it because I don't have the voice.
So
you
you're
know, I
not
just-
going. So you're not going into a studio. It's all AI assisted then.
It's generated off of programs that I have. Yeah,
So you write the lyrics and the melody.
correct.
Okay. So I would put it on disco and not confuse the two. It's very confusing to have it as on Spotify. And it does make a lot. There's no advantage to it at all. I don't see. You can't make any money on it anyway that way. And then you're not worried about it being released and someone else hearing it. And then someone else hearing that it's AI product and being turned off on your disco thing. You can specify all that. And you can control it. Yeah.
Well,
Someone-
I'll be honest. I do copyright all my lyrics and
Well,
melodies.
you're already
I'm sorry.
copyrighted. You mean
You register?
registered your copyright?
Are
I'm
you registering
registered
or
and
what
I
do you
do
mean? Are you
have
registering?
copyrights. I have
And is
some
there-
copyrights already.
Bob will tell you, and everybody else will tell you, as soon as you take it from your mind and put it on any
It's
surface,
copyrighted.
anything.
it's copyrighted
Paper.
instantly.
You have the
Really?
right to be in a circle.
Yeah, as long as
Right.
you're creating it, the instant you create it and write it down or record it, you're done. That's copyrighted. Registering your copyright is specifically going through
Library of Congress.
the Library of Congress and registering your copyrights. And
Right.
typically speaking, at the rate we're writing here in Nashville, we're not registering every single
No.
one every single
Nobody-
time.
Nobody
No.
does.
You know,
But if you do, if you want to,
Oh, I do.
do the collection.
But yeah,
You
do a
can 10
collection.
songs at once for one price.
Yeah,
Right.
Up to
$55.
10. I registered
Right.
10 at one time with them.
right?
And
And
then
it's
then
not
go
that
to
it's
my
hurting you,
BMI and
but it's
register
not
at
hurting
BMI.
you, but it's not necessarily what you have to do.
You can still sue if it's not registered, but you can't sue. You won't get as much
What-
money or reclaim your costs from the court and everything.
You don't
if it's
have
not
the same standing in court
Right.
if you don't register. You can sue,
Okay.
but you won't collect the
Nearly-
lawyer's
nearly
fees
as much.
from the other side. So,
Oh.
so registering gives you standing in the court, but you still have standing outside the court because you wrote it, you created it, and everything else. But I don't know. I don't know the last time I've registered a
I haven't
song,
registered
unless
songs
it's
in 20
registered
years.
in a
unless
while.
it's coming out and some big
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah.
I'm writing faster sometimes than I can get them all on, you know, and so I'm getting ahead of myself. And now I was worried about that. That wasn't my question, but thank you. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I think Danny had something he wanted to.
Make sure it's registered with BMI, ASCAP, or CSEC,
I-
and PLO. Make sure you put it in there. Okay,
Yeah.
I
that's at
have
least
everything
proof that
registered
you-
at
you-
BMI.
is your song at
That's
that
what's
time.
important.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you guys. Appreciate you very much.
Yeah, cool. We have somebody that wants to add to this. So listen, this is for you.
Okay.
The newest thing from Disco is I got an email from them that they now have a link that you can get if you have a Disco account. And they suggest you just put the link on your website and organize. Disco will help you organize the catalog. Instead of streaming on SoundCloud or somewhere else, Disco's offering help to use your Disco account to do what you just said.
But you can stream on Disco.
Which account was that? I couldn't hear.
On Disco.
Well, they're offering something.
Yeah.
They're offering a new service on Disco that you can stream from Disco as well.
Okay. Excellent.
So yeah,
Thank you,
definitely look
guys.
into Disco.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Kimberly.
it.
Thanks for joining us.
Keep writing.
I will.
All right. Let's go to our next question. Who out there has a question?
There's no advantage to registering your songs with the MLC unless you're the artist yourself or the pitch, right?
No,
There-
if you're the
Hold on one second. Let me
publisher,
so that they
publisher
can
of
hear
the
it
song,
real quick.
you register it with NLC.
Go ahead.
One second. I just want to repeat the question so that the audience members out there can hear it. The question was, is it important to register on the MLC and in your pro, even if you're just a writer?
Right. If your song not really, if your songs are,
If your songs are,
if
they're not
you're an
performing?
artist and you're performing songs and you've got them out there on Spotify and whatever, of course, you want them out there.
The answer is yes.
But it's only as a publisher, not as a songwriter.
Well, here's the deal. They have a songwriter publisher / thing where you, but they usually want to pay the publisher, then the publisher pays the writer. If you are the publisher and the writer, of course, then you're covered different. But the mechanical streaming, BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC do not collect that. So that's what the MLC collects. So you want to make sure that you're in both places, or that money it's just out there and you never get it.
Cool.
Are we done?
It could be.
We got Rich.
Back to the Rich.
Drew, sorry. Good to see you.
Just recently did my first promotion. This collective, I don't know anything about promoting afterwards. I was I see what the advertisement for Boost Collective, and I was like, why not go ahead and get a shot? I just tried one song for this one to do this. And I've had about close to 500 plays in about 2 weeks. They're all in Brazil. So I think that's really early in the stage where we figure out what to do with it. But this Boost Collective, I'm an independent artist.
So the question from one of our members in the audience is about a service called Boost Collective, and he's wondering if it's a beneficial service, if anybody here knows about it. He's using it to promote a song, and his song has gotten a lot of plays in Brazil. And although I haven't heard personally of Boost Collective, I'm going to say, as an artist and somebody who's released music and somebody who's passionate about that, you want to go where your fans are, right? And I know it sounds odd, but if 500 people in Brazil really like your song, you might have a market there. So I would start researching like places in Brazil that people either go for music or, you know, bars and stuff, and start following them, Brazilians, on Instagram, and becoming friendly with them and incorporate them into a possible tour. That would be my suggestion for you. If you're getting a ton of plays in one area, that's where you want to go tour. Right. So maybe it just went pop, 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 but research your logistics. Take a look at your analytics. See if those people continue to play that same song over.
I have a question for you. How are they hearing your song? Through Spotify? Are you with the MLC? And you're with BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC? Okay. If they're playing it, I do get some Spotify revenue. I get a page about this high, and it adds up to about $1.87 when they put it through. So if it shows up like what 3/4 later or a year later because it's over from another country, then you know that Boost Collective is doing their job. If you don't get a penny from that, that'll be a lesson learned. Don't do it because they're telling you it's being downloaded or played in Brazil. You have no way to prove that.
I'm seeing the information.
I know, but they can just okay. Well, I hope you get something for it.
One of the audience members said, "Are the lyrics Brazilian?" No, the lyrics are English. And also, what I wanted to kind of just piggyback is like, when it comes to like Spotify and streaming and all that, you got to look at the analytics, right? Because like you said, 500 plays means nothing, but 500 plays from one person means you got yourself a super fan, right? And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for multiple plays from the same people. If you're just getting one play, that's just a view. And a lot of people can do that through computer systems, you know? So just give it some time. And like he said, check back through the MLC, make sure you're collecting, but also look at the analytics. That's what's important.
Well, I have a question though. So this is a subscription, a monthly subscription? And their promise is to distribute the music on all formats, on all.
To my knowledge, it's only Spotify right now.
And so it's their job to influence people to listen to it.
That's a lot of money, though.
Yeah,
I mean, you can go on DistroKid for $22 a month.
but I did CD Baby, so CD Baby's my distribution, so I didn't know. I didn't see the promotion.
So have you seen any increase in sales from CD Baby?
I have booked.
Would you get once a month or something?
I can go in.
Yeah.
I would just do a deep dive on the analytics and
It's,
start looking for repeat listeners.
yeah, it's all about what you want to do. If you want to earn a living at it, then you're gonna have to weigh things out, because $50 you won't get that back forever
Right.
through Spotify.
Do you do a Schedule C? If you're a professional, if you're an indie artist, when you do your income taxes at the end of the year, you do a Schedule C. Okay, but you have 3 years to show a profit. If you don't show a profit in 3 years, it's a hobby, and then you can't take the deductions. But right now, you can take that, whatever you're paying a month, turn that in, on your deductions, you'll get most of it, if not all of it back. If you have a W-2, most of mine's 1099s. My God, I think I had 15 1099s last year. 15.
I've registered my music business called Rich Street Music at sole proprietorship, whatever.
You went with
That's
sole
cool.
proprietorship? You didn't do an LLC?
I didn't have the funds to get that started up, and I've heard other people that had done it in music.
Now, wait a minute. If you have $60 a month for this service, don't tell me you don't have, it's only $225.
350,
It's
300
300,
something now.
300.
No.
And then they want you to pay $450 every year to keep going. That's a new
do
thing.
they?
That's a new thing.
$450.
Yeah, if you don't know, you're forming a
I'm so
corporation in
surprised.
Tennessee.
Sole proprietor, I can start getting scale up if demand is something like that.
The
Just
good thing
remember-
about the
sorry.
LLC is it separates your family personal income.
Right.
So they sue the LLC, and if there's nothing there, you're at least most of the time you're protected. And if you get sued for let's say plagiarism or something, they'll go after that first, because that's what you registered everything through. I had an LLC for all my life. I recently got rid of it because I'm running it through a different LLC. But
I'd love to one day do an LLC. I think it's very, very interesting to do it. It's got a lot of benefits. to
but it does drain your wallet. I mean,
Exactly.
it is. But if you're doing a lot of music and you're serious and you're putting out several albums at a time, or you're playing live,
Yeah.
and someone gets hurt on stage, I mean, that's all the stuff but you got to weigh it out. I mean, are you playing live, or
I did weigh it out and I decided to go.
well, you probably
I
took
do play on live.
no, you probably took the right decision.
I probably only, this is the first year I've dedicated full time music to music my stuff, but I've probably played over July now, so I've
Yeah.
Probably 30 shows.
And you bring your merch,
Yes, sir.
and are you selling your merch?
Yes, sir.
So how many, can I ask, on an average gig, how many CDs do you sell?
Well, here in Nashville, nobody really buys CDs. I just give them away as business. I don't have CDs made. I mean, my merch, I just give away as business cards for the most part.
So are you selling any kind of merch?
Yeah, I've got an online store.
Uh-huh.
I've got, it seems like nobody really buys things at my show. I put it out. I get tips. I get guaranteed when I play shows. That's good.
You don't have physical copies of the CDs with you? So how are you promoting your music?
A lot of digital stuff.
Does anybody follow up on a digital when you give them a card? Have you had follow-ups?
Yeah.
And they can buy the whole album or one or single at a time? You can sell those physical CDs if you just rearrange your marketing plan. To me, if I was going, this is just personally to me, if I was going to start playing out and I was getting paid, I would, whether they buy your CD or not, it does legitimize you a little bit. Anybody can hand you a card or a phone, and who's going to go to the phone? If they make the commitment on the CD, at least they're doing it because they have a little faith in you and they want to help you, and you see it right away. You can also convert those into sales by not giving your stuff away, but if you have a hat and you pay $25 to $30 for a hat, which a lot of people will, you get the CD with it. I mean, make some value, and then you can count that as a sale. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the merch is there to help you sell your music, not the opposite.
I mean, in this day and age, as an artist, as an independent artist, you're not making money on streaming, period. Your stream is just like, streaming is your virtual business card, okay? That's all it is. You're not getting money on it. The way you get money is, like he said, through your merch and through your touring. So if you're not selling merch here, then get out on the road, because that's when you're going to sell your merch in the other cities where they're like, oh, this Nashville guy's here. He's so great. And then they want your hat, and then they want your shirt.
That reminds me of the phrase, what they say, a philosopher is welcome in his own town. Prophet is welcome in his own town.
Yeah, there's stuff like that. Of course, if you're a good prophet. The other thing is maybe reevaluate what you're selling. I mean, obviously CDs are looked at a certain way now. Vinyl album's been hip and it's retro.
That's the way.
People love, and that's been going on.
About $1,000.
It's about 2 or 3 when I priced it out across a year ago.
Well, my point is, there's value to the vinyl. If someone doesn't have a CD player in their car anymore, that's the first thing they think of. They don't think, well, I got an old one hanging out in my garage and I'll go hook it up. But if you sell a vinyl album, it's like, oh, that's cool. I'll buy a $60 phonograph from Walmart, and and I'll play it, and it has shelf life. Your CDs has no shelf life because there's nowhere to play it. But people are picking up on the vinyl, and you just have to decide: can you sell the vinyl? But you can sell the vinyl for $35,
right?
And you can put the hat in there, and you have a $50 package, and you can sign the vinyl, and the artwork's great, and people will look at you differently if you do something different. When we go to any of the writers' rounds, I don't play out a lot, but when I do, and someone's got a CD up there, or they announce, check me out on this, this, and that, no one checks you out anywhere. It's nice to say that. And if you have a CD, it's more of like, okay, I'm going to help them out. But if you actually have a product that's cool and that they might want to hear, like vinyl or a hat that goes with it, you can sell that stuff. I mean, it really can work for you. You got to sign your commitment.
I have a question for you. When you play out, do you go what you BMI? Ask BMI. You go to BMI Live. So are you getting anything for your live performances?
Yeah, I mean, my crowds are usually 250 or less. I think it's the bottom threshold that
Yeah.
I mean, I get a little bit like.
Well, here's the deal. I'm a firm believer in what I teach. When I teach Nashville State Community College, the publishing and the songwriting and so forth, I always tell them I'm a firm believer in streams. If you get X amount of money from playing out live, you get X amount of money from your MLC and your BMI, you get X amount of money from merchandise. All that goes into the big pool at the end, and then that's what you evaluate at the end of the year. How much money did I make as a in my music. So they might not, any one of them might not be a lot of money, but you sometimes get surprised when you add it all up at the end of the year. Hey, I did okay. So the more streams you have, the more success you'll have in the future.
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead. I was going to say something, but
That's
go
the
ahead.
best starter I've ever heard. It's like,
Well, exactly what I was going to say. Try the pre-sale. So, like,
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I sold my t-shirts, right? I started a note on my iPhone, right? And I went around to my friends for weeks. And I said, hey, if I make Trap House t-shirts, would you buy one? And they'd say, yeah. And I'd go, cool, what size? And I'd put them in my phone. And I'd say, got you. And before long, I went, oh, wow, I'm going to have a lot more than 25. I'm going to have to buy a box of 50. And I recouped in an hour. Okay, 1 hour. But that when you do that in front of them and they say, yeah, it's in your phone and you show them, then you come back to them and they can't say no.
yeah,
So go to your friends and family. Hey,
planting seeds.
if I burned this to vinyl, would you buy it? And see how many you get. You might surprise yourself.
I was in a band a few years ago called Bada Bing Bada Boom. And when we did our first CD, we ended up doing 4 CDs. When we did our first one, we would play live down on Wolfie's. I don't even know if you guys even remember Wolfie's. We were like the house band there for years. And what we did was we'd say, and we during our break, we're going to be doing a CD. Is anybody in? They'd raise their hand. We'd give them a card. They'd put their phone number, their address, and then when the CD, every one of those people that took the time to fill out the card, they bought a CD from us. Every single one of them.
Still, and that was the old days. So
That was the old days.
it worked in the old days with streaming and one-offs. It doesn't work as well.
Not anymore.
Your best bet is always point of purchase. Period.
Oh God, yeah.
Right at there, right now. Don't let them go. And I don't play out a lot anymore, but when I do, it's during Christmas time because I have Christmas albums.
Oh yeah.
Christmas albums don't get old. They only get better, and that's their job. So it never gets old. So your CD, to me, is already old. If you tell somebody it's a 2000, whatever. But if you, like, I'm going to go to the places I'm playing and I'm going to bring a phonograph record. All right, $60. I'm going to spend $60. I'm going to have my 2 albums out there. And I'm going to say the first 5 people buy an album will have a drawing and you'll get the record player. Well, the record player didn't cost me hardly anything, really. I mean, it's less than that. But the whole thought of, oh, I don't have anything to play on it, and I have a chance to win a record player. So I sell 5 albums with little effort. And now if there's more people can join in, and I can always change my mind on stage, but you just got to think out of the box. What makes you valuable to them? What makes you, it's like, I'm really dating myself, but we used to work with Liberace back when we had a family band. His best quality was he made his audience want to applaud for him. He made his audience want to make him happy. It's a hard thing to do, but it works. He could do anything, and all they wanted to do was praise him. And I haven't seen that in a lot of artists and stuff, but if you just want to hook them somehow. So there's a ton of things you can do to make money. Streaming, you're not going to make any money. You'll never make any money. And you can have 4,000 views. It don't matter. You have 1 million. It don't matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter. You got to decide where your ego is and what you want to do.
Right. I think back to Jen's point, the main way that a small-time independent artists make our money by live performances and stuff. So,
Well, that and then sync.
I was trying to see gauge like how numbers can be collected with Bill to help me.
Yeah,
Live show.
It might.
We went around the world on that one, but
Yeah, but
I think you're going to have to see a lot more data on that.
yeah, I would just keep checking your analytics and study it out and look for repeat listeners.
And even decide on that $50 that could maybe be spent somewhere else. Do a TikTok thing. Try to get something more viral.
I got a question from the audience now.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll go on to the next person. This is from Christine, and her question for us is: are guitar vocals acceptable for pitch or is it the standard a complete demo? Thank you for your question.
Depends on the genre, depends on the tempo of the song. I have had guitar vocals. I'll give you an example. Back in the day, Ron Wallace was singing demos. I don't know if any of you guys ever. Ron Wallace is a great singer. He was actually a CBS on the label, but before he got signed, he was doing demos. So he did a demo for us. We paid him, I think, $40, and we paid the guitar player, I think, $40. So we did a guitar vocal demo. It cost us $80. Me and my friend Ed Magavero, and our song was called Brand New Baby Blues, and we put it on a company called Jingle Punks. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Jingle Punks. They just got bought out by Slipstream, so it's going to be a different company now. But I get it like a year later. We get our BMI checks, and Eddie calls me on the phone. He said, "Did you see your BMI check?" I said, "No." He said, "There's like $799 for our guitar vocal demo." And I said, I looked at mine, and mine was $700. It got put on the Showtime or whatever, called Snow. Was about cocaine dealers. He was having a baby. Not he was having, his wife was having a baby, and that song it got the hell. What the hell, like $1,500 on that guitar vocal demo. You just never know. So I'm thinking it's a situational thing. Now, would you rather? Here's the thing: if you had a bass, then you had the drums. And, it's like if you can get away with like John Mayer used to do, with just him and his guitar, and he made $1 million doing that, then do that. If your songs need more of a production, you can. That's why everybody likes Suno right now, because oh my God, you can do whatever you want, whatever instrumentation. It costs you a nickel, and it sounds phenomenal. You go, at least that's what it would sound like if I had it on the radio. Then you can take that demo if you wanted to and take it to a studio. But I swear to God, those Suno demos would cost you $1,500 if you had to take it into a studio. That's how good they are.
I think it depends who you're pitching to.
Exactly.
So
situation.
If you're pitching to a publisher who's got, or even a publisher / record label guy, they don't want to hear your production as much as they want to hear the song. Your song's got to beat everybody that they have on their register, and they can't hear it if it's Suno or if it's fully produced. It gets in their way. You're not giving them enough room to think of how they would do it. So if you're doing a producer / record guy, I would definitely do a guitar vocal demo, and that's what I do. I try not to overdo it. If I send something to Michael Knox for some reason, he lets me send him something. I'm gonna make it as little as I can, because he's gonna think about Jason Aldean and his other people. He doesn't want all that stuff in the way. And now, if you're pitching to an artist, sometimes they can't hear anything, like you hear it, and I do a full demo because they want to hear it like it's gonna sound on the radio, but with their voice. And make sure if you're gonna do Suno, not to have them go up in some atmospheric key change pitch where nobody can hit it, and try to make your Sunos don't sound Suno. The long introductions and instruments that, what is that doing there? I mean, downplay your Suno as much as you can. It's hard because they'll play this solo that nobody can play, and right away they're thinking Suno, and they give it a bad rep. Even though you wrote it, you did the melody, you did everything else, they're going to put a label on it. So downplay your prompts when you're trying to get a production. That's what I do. Anyway.
The bigger the publishing company, the smaller the production, because they're going to re-demo. The smaller the publishing company, they want the full production because they're not going to re-demo it. They're going to pitch the song. They're going to pitch the master that you're giving them.
How many times have you sold? I've sold my instrument tracks when we're in a studio. Because they go, I don't want to go in the studio. It costs me a fortune. Great. So $500, you can have the instruments and put your vocal over it. You can't do that with Suno, but you can if you have the other tracks. So that's a good reason to do a full demo.
I actually did that with Suno. I licensed my tracks.
Well, I did that too at the beginning, but now
I do it.
You still get away.
There's still people that don't want to mess with it. You have the tracks. Yeah. Are they, I'll say they're Suno. He goes, I don't care. They sound great. I want to put my vocal on it.
Well, yeah,
You won't get any radio
you
play
pay for
eventually.
the Pro Suno, you can utilize the tracks.
Yeah, the stems, whatever you want.
And you get all the stems. Yeah, if you want to dumb down your demo, that's the best way to do it. Just keep the put your own vocal. If you sing, if not, get a vocal, but pay him $50, right? And keep the great piano track or the great acoustic track, because you know it's in time, and make a short,
Yeah, you won't get radio airplay with the
No,
AI.
you can't get it.
But if you're an independent artist and you just want to sell your CDs, why would you go to a studio and pay $1,000 when you could release them from us for a couple $100? And I'll still let you. You can do whatever you want with that track. You can sing live to it. You can record with it. I'll give you. I do a track lease license is what I have, and I'll tell you what you can do. What you can't do is write another song to my track. And if you do, you're admitting that you're breaking my contract, and I would sue you. You know.
Would you have your single tracks mastered?
They are mastered.
They're overmastered and compressed anyway.
Yeah, to me they sound so crispy. It's like glass breaking.
What's compressed so much? Sometimes the vocal's really too high, but you can get in there and make your. I've gone in there and made adjustments.
Or like
It costs you a dime every time you hit create. 5 cents for each side.
I have a song that I'm recording right now.
Yeah.
My song Darn Carl that I performed out all over Nashville, and in order to get ready to to record it, I made a Suno demo and I drug out the stems and I sent them to my guys, my team. Hey, I need you to play this, but better, because you're better, right? And what I found when I went up to record my vocals in New York with my producer, he said, well, believe it or not, the pseudo demo doesn't actually stay and beat the whole song. So we had to kind of manipulate to get it to work, but they did. So keep that in mind with your Suno demos. That's why it's so easily visibly Suno, because there's different things that happen. I've heard that sometimes it's like up a quarter pitch from the actual note. So people are trying to find the note and they can't. Well, why can't I match that? Because Suno kind of does their own little thing. So keep that in mind, because the smart listeners are going to know.
It's kind of like when you put a record out in the older days and then radio compresses the hell out of it.
Yes, they do.
And Suno does what it does. But you're right. If I have a song that I think is worth my investment, which is like 1 out of 300 maybe, I mean, a career type of song, I will take it and I will go into the studio. Even if I did a Suno version, I may take some of that came up and I'll go into the studio and record it, and I'll spend the money, because I can't do anything with it otherwise. I can't pitch it to. I can pitch it to other artists, but I can't get it on the radio. I can't get it in sync the way I'd want to, and but it's a rare occasion when I'll go do a full demo. But I do. I just did one, so I heard the best of everything, and it sounds. I tell you what, you compare it to the AI, and the studio stuff's this high. It's much higher, I think, because the compression is so bad. And here I go, oh my God, that's what it's supposed to sound like. I can hear the kick drum. I can hear the bass. I can hear the guitar, acoustic guitar making little noise. It's really not a huge comparison. But when you get on the radio, you can't tell as much. But,
Got another question from our audience from Paul Doomer. Hi, Paul. How many times can a song be pitched once it's been picked up? Is there a courtesy time?
You picked up like the TSAI?
Do you mean like Paul? Are you here, Paul? He's not on. He didn't come on
how
the
much
link.
would a wood pitch if a wood pitch could pitch?
We're trying to ask you a
like
question,
that?
Paul. Do you mean like when you're pitching it at a TSAI pitch, or just in general? Like, what do you mean by pickup? Like picked up as in they just want to hear it again? Picked up meaning they gave you a licensing contract for it? That's kind of a little bit more of what we need to know to answer that question. Because
keep pitching it.
Keep pitching it. I mean, yeah, that's the answer. It's not final till you're in an exclusive deal, right?
No, if you own your own publishing, and let's say Blake Shelton cuts your song, and you're still the publisher, somebody can still record it after. You can.
Oh,
still
you can
pitch
still get
that
other
song.
That's how
cuts,
you
yeah.
have cover wars. That's why you had Leanne Rimes versus
Yeah.
Trisha Yearwood.
Well, I guess I'm thinking about if a publisher picks it if they take your song
If they take your
and they
song,
become the publisher, they're the
yeah,
owner
they're
of
not
it.
going to want you to pitch it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
You kind of, that's why you have a publisher.
Right.
You just, even though most of the time you probably do it just as good as
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
but
Right.
that's their job at that point.
Right.
I've got stuff I've been paid on and pitched on and mechanical royalties, but I don't know when the album's coming out. I'm going to keep pitching. It's how I make a living. Now the only and until it's released, until it's actually out, I still have some bargaining power.
This is like Bought It to the Bone, the one that's been picked up a couple times on our sync things. I've had that in like 4 TV shows and about 2 movies. That same song. I'm going to pitch the hell out of that song
Because
There's
it's
no
syncable.
shelf life on it. Just keep pitching it every opportunity.
Nobody cares. I mean, the big artists might, but like the sync stuff, I've got a song that's been in 3 different movies.
Yeah.
They're all Christmas movies. They don't care, just as long as it fits the
If
scene.
it's that scene, you're in good shape.
So
And
the
that's-
answer is keep pitching it.
Keep
That's why
pitching
you own your publishing, hopefully.
Yeah, if everybody doesn't know that, you should own your own publishing. So every time you write a song, you register it 2 ways. As your songwriter self and as your publisher self. Take both sides so you collect the most money.
Well, when you register, I have a choice. If I put it in my 3 kids' music, it automatically puts Bob Dellaposta as the writer.
Not
If
with
I register
ASCAP.
with Bob Dellaposta, it automatically puts my 3 kids. So you don't have
Gotcha.
to do it once, but you
With ASCAP, you have to pick them both.
you do both.
Mhm.
Is that the 100% rule?
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah, I have to. I give myself 50% here and myself 50% here.
I wish they
Unless I'm co-writing.
I only count to 4. So when they go 100% and 50, man, I got to call my wife and did this add up? I got 4 25s. Is that correct? No, you're supposed to have 200%. How's that possible?
I'll tell you what, it gets really complicated if you're ASCAP. And there's 3 writers.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
gets-
it can be very, very complicated with the 33
And
and,
who
a
gets the
third,
extra
and
0.1?
15
We had
per.
arguments
Whoever
over
registers
that.
Two,
gets
one.
an extra point.
Yeah, I think we usually like rocks, paper, scissors it.
Well, I don't like whoever registered because then I can't go back and change anything. Only the register. So you got to be nice to that person.
That is weird.
Yeah. If I'm a writer, why can't I go fix it? Like maybe I made a
So,
side deal and gave
Christine
gave
says,
half my publishing to him because he's can put it. I have to be able to get in.
The person that registers is the only person that can make a change in it.
they said, so if it's on hold and you continue to pitch it and someone wants it, do you give the person who has it on hold first right of refusal?
Oh, sure. That's
Well,
your
yeah.
bargaining chip.
Yeah, that's your bargaining chip. That's what Mark said. And also or what if they both want to cut it?
I
Is
don't
my
even know
question.
hardly any songs on hold anymore, and they used to pay you to keep it on hold because they're taking it off real estate.
Not anymore.
I mean, and
anymore.
if 2 different artists cut the same song at the same time, but they're 2 different styles. I mean, my first comparative is the day that Billy Joel made his record for having Shameless be his version on the pop charts at #1, and Garth Brooks had Shameless on the country charts at #1 simultaneously,
No,
and
what
Billy
couldn't-
Joel was the writer.
It's illegal to do that simultaneously. That's what Trisha Yearwood and Leanne Rimes. They did not come out on the same day.
Not
at
on the same
time.
day, but they were out around the same
Because
time.
When you do your first mechanical license,
Mhm.
you're giving them the first right to release that song. Nobody else can release that song. It'd be breach of.
But once they
contract.
release it,
Then it's anybody,
Right, I think.
anybody in the
Well, they
world, as
released
long
it
as they
similar
ask for a
times.
So-
We'll have to look up
yeah.
the dates.
Well,
but-
I promoted that record, so I know I got
oh, there
I
you
got
go.
platinum records all on my
There you
wall
go.
because of Leanne Rimes. So we went with Leanne Rimes to the pop market,
Huh.
Yeah.
and Trisha won the country market. But the pop market is so huge that her Leanne Rimes song stayed on the charts for 11 weeks at the top. But that happens. Cover wars. We got terribly screwed up when we had a cover war before. When I was in our band, we put out "I Think We're Alone Now." It's a cool story. You want to hear it or not?
Yeah, come on, tell
Go on.
us.
So we had our own label back in Detroit. We had 4 artists on it, some big artists, but we also had our own group on our label. So we took, I think we're alone now. We had it for about 4 years. It's a Tommy James song, and we did 100 versions of it. We finally get the one we like, so we broke it in the dance clubs. That was our thing. And so I would make phone calls to record pools, 3, 4 in the morning, because those DJs, that's when they get home. And we did that, and we broke that club. We broke that record in the dance clubs all around the country. We were number one in a lot of places. So then we put our single out. We got the first Billboard. We got the first Billboard station. We got Chicago in the first week. Chicago's number 3 in the whole market. First week, I think we're alone now. Next week, it disappears. I go, what the heck's going on, man? We did all this work. Well, MCA got wind of it, and they had their first single with Tiffany. I don't think went anywhere, but they had like 30 songs in the can with her. So they picked, I Think We're Alone Now. So they put it out, and of course they have all the money and all the threats. But we still went number 1 in like 4 or 5 markets. Some people held out, but we had a worldwide hit, but it was a cover tune, and anybody can cover a cover tune. And but we still went number 1 in like 3 or 4 or 5 markets. But it was a worldwide hit. It was a big deal, crushing blow. You know, Tiffany went all the way up, and I don't hate her. I saw her the other day.
A lot of people don't realize you're an independent.
I think right now we're all even anyway at this point.
I mean, me and my bestie still dance that song quite frequently. I've learned her whole high school cheerleading
Well, you
routine.
should hear our
so-
version of it, because you'll go, what? How did they not? We used to win cover battles. Like near Chicago, there's other cities. We'd have cover battles with her, and weuld win them all the time. But
Wild.
they were forced to play the other one. Because
Somebody mentioned first right of refusal. That's a whole in the conversation. Somebody
Yeah, that's the
mentioned it.
question we were at right now.
If you're an independent artist and you put out a gratis thing, I'm giving away my CDs like you're doing. It can be, now it's a compulsory license. Anybody in the world who hears that song wants to record it, you can't say no. You can't do an exclusive on yourself. If you release the song, even if you give it away, that's a license. You've granted yourself the first license. So anybody in the world now can record any of your songs that you put on Spotify.
but if you don't put it on Spotify,
They'd never hear it.
and they're listening on some other format, if it's not released, if it's even, well, I'm not sure about it, so I won't say that. But yeah, I'll stop.
The other thing
I want to
is,
say something incorrect.
if Jenna, Mark, and I wrote a song,
That's what I was going to say.
if we all 3 of us wrote a song, and Jenna wanted to put it out herself as the artist, Mark and I can't stop her. She has to pay us, but if one of the co-writers is an artist, they obliterate the first right of refusal. It has no stand.
And people misconceive that. Just because you put it out, you still have to pay your other writers.
Yeah, please pay everybody that's involved. That
Ahem.
might be the only
Ahem.
$30.
Add to stage. Ahem. Paula Slow, welcome to the stage.
Pay your co-writers.
It's a good idea.
Didn't you see my head going yes and pointing at you? I know that. You got to remind me.
Paula Slow, do you have any questions for our panel?
Well, yeah, I haven't made myself my publisher. And so, but I write usually with somebody. So is it really important to do that?
Well, doesn't BMI combine it?
You still get paid on both things.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah.
But
So
it's just I think it's more proper and more businesslike and more professional, and gives you a little more bargaining power if anybody really wants your stuff, to make sure you have your publishing in line, or else they look at you, oh, she's just a writer. It's kind of a tip off that maybe you haven't been doing things as long.
I agree with that. I agree with that. If you,
There's no reason not to have it, Paula. Not one.
okay.
there isn't a
Okay.
reason. It doesn't interfere with anything.
Yeah.
You can always transfer your copyright to another major publisher. There's no problem with it. I wish everybody would think about the future.
Yeah.
Meaning, I have all 3 companies, a BMI company, an ASCAP company. No matter where I go in the world, if I see an artist, I can approach them and say, "Hey, I love your stuff. Is your stuff published or self-published?" They go, "No, I'd really like a publisher. I don't care what you are or what country you're in, I can sign your song to my publishing company. Because
Right.
everybody in Brazil
Yeah.
still has to have either BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC as their United States.
Why lose that ability? The hardest thing for a publisher is finding a name that's not taken. So I have one for you, Paula. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, I'm afraid to hear it, but okay.
Are you going to be ASCAP? Are you ASCAP or BMI?
BMI.
BMI?
TMI.
I may be slow, but I'm fast. Publishing.
I like turtle slow.
For once, Mark, you make sense because that's what I say. My name is slow, but I'm not. I'm fast.
Okay, there you go. That's a long name for a publisher, but hey,
There's a cute story. This is a true story. There was a girl in town that applied for a BMI publishing company. Okay, and her first name was Patty. And just for jokes, she put her first name and last name. That was her first choice. Okay. Second choice, she said, I really don't care. So she put Cow Patty Music. She gets the letter from BMI. Congratulations, Cow Patty Music. Welcome to BMI. She goes, no. She had to go through the whole process again.
Sounds like something I would do.
First choice isn't automatically given to you. Now, you can go to something called SongView or BMI.com, and you can do a search.
not as fun.
Publishing, and it'll tell you if somebody's.
Let's find out names. What's the name of your publishing, Frank?
My critical music.
No, you copped out. How about yours?
My BMI company is Strymer Song.
Okay.
I think mine should be PMS fast.
Oh,
99 miles an hour. Cruise control on 99.
There you
I
go.
was more creative. I had three kids, so it's my three kids' music, and that was my first choice. My ASCAP company is Muy Bambinos Music, which is many babies music. And my third one, my name is Dellaposta, so of the post music. That's what Dellaposta means. So I got all three.
I got my very first choice. Co-capper.
Oh, mine's really original. It's Jenna Marotta Publishing.
There you go.
You only know that because Big Red Barn. You just looked that up. That's the moderator. I'm just here.
Go ahead. We got another question from Drew.
So you can sign up publishing companies on different URLs.
No, you have to have a song from an ASCAP writer, a song from a BMI writer, and a song from a CSAC writer. They have to give you the publishing. A lot of times, if you co-wrote with somebody that doesn't have a publishing company, like if you're BMI, write with an ASCAP writer, and if they don't have a company, then you can open up an ASCAP company with their half of that song. So that's what I did.
It's smart. It's smart.
Sweet. Since Paula doesn't have a BMI publishing company and we have a song together,
Right.
that means I can go open up a BMI publishing account with our song.
No, if
No.
Paula's smart, which I know she is, she claimed 100% of both sides, 200% of both sides.
On her end.
Yeah, on her
Right,
end. So
right.
she's getting paid for both.
It's not Paula Smart. It's Paula Slow.
Paula's slow.
You see there, Paula? Love you too.
Well, World Breed Music came on and they said, in our publishing division, songs that come in for submission are run through an AI analyzer. If AI is detected, we will send the report back to the writer with a pass letter. We advise everyone AI is not acceptable in any manner for publishing or for song plugging. Publishing administration is a serious part of the music
them.
industry.
That's not everybody.
Right, that's them. That's New Breed Music came on to comment. Now,
That's fine.
and it varies, like we were saying before, when it comes to AI, it's a hit or miss of who you're pitching to and what they're looking for.
Relationships. too.
And that too.
Man, I don't blame him for doing that. If you have a legitimate publishing company, how do you know? And what are you going to ask for proof every time? How do you know if they wrote the melody? How do you know if they wrote the? And in the long run, the listener doesn't care, but you got to get past everybody else to get to the listener. But if you have another avenue to get to the listener, they don't care. All they want to know is how it makes them feel. That's why AI is going to be around for a very long time. And it'll be used some way, I believe. There'll be AI chart. I don't think it's going away.
No,
But if I had a legitimate publishing company, that would have to be my policy. How would you know? How can you trust it?
Right.
I mean, it's hard enough to even know if they really wrote it, and it's in a studio.
It's very hard
That's
to
why
know
it's
if they really wrote
relationships.
it.
If
Right.
you've had a 20-year relationship and
Right.
somebody tells you this is my melody and I'm going to believe them.
Right. Tried and tested and true. Like exactly.
This software, it's free. I like the word free. AHA, AHA. Just type in aha.ai, and you can do 5 songs a day for free. You put one of your songs in, and it'll tell you how much of that song is AI.
What is it called?
Whether it's 85%.
I want to post it in the
90%,
comments. What's
or
it called, Bob?
10%. AHA, AHA.ai. Look it up on Google.
Because
It's fun to do that.
Post it in the
It is
comments,
fun.
you guys. Look it up.
part of the problem even when you put your own melody in at 98% is they'll play around with it. And it's what any producer would do in the studio anyway. Hey, go up here instead. I mean, but that's that gray area that gets in there, and they could claim something. So it's really kind of a weird thing.
Well, unless you've got your work tape from 10 years ago, 2018, here's my work tape.
You have that, then that's your proof.
Yeah, I mean that works great too.
But unless you have that
But if you're
relationship,
a
they're not
person
going to take
singing
the
into
time.
phone, and they go up because they always do a lift, and they do that typical production and they start doing that enough. Now you're like, hey, how much is that? If you're in a studio, you'd call it production.
One of the hard things for me, because I have a couple companies that people come at me to want to write or fix their songs or whatever, and they say, I've written some poems, and here's my, put them in AI. Then you don't have any idea, stranger, and they wrote a poem. But how do you know what the melody is or what?
Well, you can't copyright that melody. You
No,
can
but
only
I mean, I
copyright
don't know
that
if I wanna
poem,
help
that
them.
lyric.
Right.
When they have written some poems and then they just put them in the AI before they.
Well, at that rate, they're just a lyricist.
That's all.
They're
they
not,
are.
no, they're not even a
They're a
lyricist.
poet. They're a poet.
They're a
Value.
Right.
poet.
Because like poetry and lyrics are obviously, different.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
And
Good point.
anybody ever approached me that, I'd say, well, I would put out a little poem book because
Yeah,
they're
I
two
said,
different
no,
animals.
I don't-
If you can pull a hook out of there and rewrite it, yeah, but you can't put it in a song. It doesn't.
But
never works.
also, I would have to say, if you are a new songwriter, okay, and you are just writing poetry to start, and you want to use the AI as a tool, have it teach you, have it help you grow. Start listening to those songs and then say, okay, well, now I have poetry and then I have lyrics. Start studying verses, chorus, bridge, the things, and then really, really hone in on doing it on your own and then working your own melodies. And you know what? Melody is, I wrote for my first 8 years, I wrote a cappella. Every single song I wrote, I sang from beginning to end, the entire melody. All right.
I do that now.
And then for it was 8 years before I even picked up a guitar and found my niche. And now I'm back to the a cappella thing because I can sing my song, throw it into Suno and be like, oh, now that's going to be cool. And then I go to my band. Hey guys, check this out. And it's easier for them to listen to than me just singing a cappella, clearly.
Have you demoed, Frank? You're a prolific writer. Have you taken advantage of AI and re-demo all your stuff?
Yeah, I've taken a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
I wrote years ago.
I know. Isn't it wonderful?
I've got all these songs. It's really incredible.
Yeah.
Taking some stuff that we wrote with
Yeah.
Keith Burns and Trick Pony. We're taking some of those things that we really have done nothing with, threw them in there, and it's just
Isn't it amazing? It's such a. I listen to all my. Sounds weird, but I prefer listening to all my stuff more now than I do the radio.
I do it every day. I use Suno every
Can
day.
Christine wants to know, can AI analyzer be wrong? Has anyone put in their original stuff
I
to
have.
see how it's analyzed?
Here's the deal. The analyzers will pick up if you used any of the software. They consider that AI. So I had a song that I had a piano, an upright bass, a drummer, and a singer. And it came back in that analyzer, 85% human, 15% AI. There was no AI in it. So I asked him, he said, well, when I mixed it on the board, and evidently there's 15% of when they master it or mix it or something, it's not
It's
human.
coming up as a
It's coming up
non-human.
as 15%.
See, and that goes back to drum machines, synthesizers,
Yeah,
all the things.
that's considered AI. They've been using AI for years, and they never called it AI. I mean, if you had fake trumpets and fake strings, that's AI. That's not human beings.
Yeah, we could go on. That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother
topic.
Q&A.
I could go on.
But Frank, what you
Some
said,
great arguments either way. I
here's
suppose.
what I did. I took some of my country songs, and because it was like a love song, I said, I uploaded it into Suno, and I said, do a cover. But then in the style, I said, lounge jazz bossa nova. Oh my God, are you? There's my song going, holy crap.
Never do that again.
No, it's absolutely amazing when it
Freaking me out.
I
Did that
did-
freak you out?
I did one in Danish, I did one in Swiss, I did one in German, I did one in Italian, I did one in French, and I have a website, not a website, somebody that uploads my songs and I get paid for them. It's called Radio Sparks. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of it, but they accept AI and they do direct licensing. And what that is, they'll use AI and they'll use it in malls and airports and bars and restaurants, places like that. And it's non-exclusive, meaning you can put it in, take it out anytime you want.
So that's why at my old
I
restaurant, I was
for my
always
AI.
hearing.
That's why I'm on it every day.
I hear some of his stuff in the freaking elevator and scares the
New
crap
Breed
out of me.
Music is following along,
Like
and
that Just did.
they're posting New Breed Music. Thank you for following along. Posted a link to the laws regarding copyright and federal law involving AI. They can be found here. Thank you, New Breed Music.
Well, there's also
Federal laws include there
Yeah,
are no federal laws.
yeah,
laws
that's
on
just
AI.
regular
That's crap.
copyright. There's none of that yet, as far as I know.
No,
They-
Is that NASCAR cover page of all that?
The only thing I've read lately, and you might want to hear to it, is just like the movies did way back when, they decided to come up with a rating system, not to help America, basically, but to control the movie system. So if Hollywood's making a movie you're not really hip on and they're not doing things right, or union people, they'll give you an R rating and you're going to lose a lot of money. And to this day, they still have that rating system. Now they're starting to do that in music. They did it before with foul language, but now they're trying to do it with AI. If you should check the articles, I trying to remember where I read it, but they have labels they've talked about. Now these are all the big record labels. I think the PROs are involved, and they're putting together this little thing, and they're deciding how your songs are going to be rated. I don't know why they have that right, but they have two different definitions of it, and they're pretty squirmy on what you can do.
they
And
don't have that right. It has to be a copyright law. It has to be adjusted.
but they're good. Just like
Department of Justice.
the movie theaters, we took it as law, and they're doing the same thing here. They're saying if you
Somebody will sue them.
okay, if I wrote the lyrics and I wrote the melody, but I still use AI, I would consider that AI assisted. That's what they've been calling it, because you use it for production. Not anymore. They're going to label that AI generated, which means it's no different than when you just prompted it and walked away. That's what they're doing. That's the article I
haven't voted
read.
yet, but I don't think it's going to pass.
It doesn't have to pass.
Well, DOJ is involved in copyright law. They can't make up a copyright law.
It's not a copyright law. That's what I'm trying to explain. That's why they're doing it.
Oh, for radio
It's no
programming.
law that they put PG. They don't control that. There's no law that you have to rate that PG or R in the movies. They're trying to do the same thing with your
But
product,
why? What's their reasoning? Yeah.
because they can keep you off the market. I mean, they
why
can
would
take you off the
BMI
market.
want to keep me off the market? They're not going to make any money on me anyway.
It's the way they control. My understanding, it's how they can control the market. They're losing the market and want control of it again, and they're going to put an AI sticker on, and they have another sticker. If you, I forget what it is. If you sang the song and played the guitar and did something else, it'll pass. But the way we're doing it right now, they want to put a different sticker on it.
Oh, good luck with that.
I'm just saying it's out
Kimberly
there. When
said-
I read it, I was a little shocked.
CD babies don't want it. They'll stick my money to put my songs on their things, and so they can put them up on Apple, Amazon, and everything else. So unless all those guys are involved,
Well,
Kimberly said, I was recently contacted by copyright.gov questioning how much of my song was AI. I had to explain that all the lyrics were original and the melody I wrote. They thanked me and copyrighted.
What is copyright.gov? There's a Library of Congress.gov, LOC.gov. There's no copyright.gov. It's LOC.gov, Library of Congress.
It is?
That's where you register your copyrights. No, if you use one of those websites, you're
third-party stuff?
Crazy.
You don't want to do that.
Don't do that.
This is the U.S. Copyright Office, copyright.gov, no?
No, put in LOC.gov. See what comes up.
Because this is where I've been going for my whole life.
Did they change it? Is LOC.gov? That's what it's.
Library of Congress.
Yeah,
That doesn't look.
but it's never said copyright.gov.
I've always gone to
Well,
copyright.gov.
it might.
Unless they changed it. Are you guys aware that they changed it? It might be.
U.S. Copyright Office, copyright.gov.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where I always go.
I go to the Library of Congress. And that's why I use the PA form at the Library of Congress.
Interesting.
Corley Barker sent this to me, and that's where I got this. It's called AI Music Just Got Labeled. So I have a picture if you want to follow it. Very interesting, though, when he reads what the conglomerates have decided. This is not law as far as I know. It's just what they've decided.
I kind of compare it to like food or wine. You get a blended wine, you want to see where the grapes came from and what processes they went through so you can do good food. And I think that just helps provide fears for business structure.
Sure.
That's one. I just think it provides a little bit more order to the process. And here in the U.S., we're so focused on how things are made and what's healthy and organic or what's fast food and all that sort of stuff. And I think it's spilling over to the beef industry also.
You remember a bandstand, Dick Clark's bandstand?
Yeah.
Every show they'd have songs that they'd ask 4 or 5 kids to give it a rating from 1 to 10. But why did you give it a 10? Oh, it had a great beat and I could dance to it. That's all they care about. It's going to be taste and AI. It's not going to be if you come up with an AI name and people love your music, they don't care if they ever see you. They're just going to love your music. If it's got a good melody and great lyric and a good production,
I don't see why they
human
can't.
or not.
I don't see why I think it's my opinion that they'll coexist. There'll be the regular Billboard charts, and then there'll be AI charts. Who cares? I mean, if I like this song, I'm going to like this song. If I like this song, I'm going to like this one.
Well, at the end of the day, the best of the best of the best is going to be the ones that win, right? And nobody cares how you got
Well,
there
that's
when
never
you're
been
there.
true in music business.
Well, I mean, what I'm trying
And no, it
no,
never
but I'm
has
saying
been.
like
It's who they wanna promote.
but somebody who's been writing their whole life, right? That puts their stuff into Suno next to somebody who just makes up a story on Suno, whose song's going to be clearly better.
I know it depends how good the Suno
I don't know. They typically sound so alike.
When you're using it, would you like for copyright?
Well, I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
Would you like for copyright?
Why would they ask?
Is she a pro member on Suno?
She bought it. She bought the
No. Did she buy it at the pro level or the regular level?
middle level. No,
That's maybe why. They're probably trying to get her to the pro level so she can retain her copyrights.
I think you can retain in the mid level as well.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Free level, you don't have any.
Right. I just,
Library of Congress, LOC.gov.
yeah, that's not where I've done mine
You
ever.
ask for a PA form, which is performing arts,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and that's how you register your copyright.
That's not
I
how
think
I've
there's
ever
another
registered.
link.
I've
There's
always
another
gone to
link.
copyright.gov.
There's another link.
Okay.
I agree with her. I know what you're talking about.
It is.
There's
The
another
source.
Yeah. There's another link to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to research that, but I know
But there are
personally
some
speaking,
third party places where you can
yes,
don't
there's that
register your
too.
copyright for you. No, stay away from those.
Yeah, I had a friend send me one where it was like you get a week for free.
You know, it's funny. We could talk another 2 hours about AI, but you know that there hasn't been one lawsuit It might have been settled, but not one lawsuit has been won yet by anybody that sued Suno or Udio. Now there's a new one. You're going to love this one. The Musicians Union is now suing Warner Brothers and Universal because they partnered with Suno and Udio. They're saying, and listen to this, they're saying they used musicians to train AI in order to play the guitar and play the
they're
flute.
talking about it's just what happened.
Crazy.
With yeah.
They
they
need to
win that
know
case-
because you can't claim it. You don't even have the
How?
copyright.
If you didn't,
Yeah, and they don't. I don't even know
I
if they
listen
give you
to,
half
I
the
listen to
copyright.
trumpet players.
if you didn't
all the
create
time.
the work.
You mean they
If
can
you
sue
didn't
me
have-
because I developed a style, a note that that's crazy. Did you hear what I just said?
Sorry,
The
you know,
union,
it's a-
musicians.
Oh no, I
union
read that.
is suing Universal and Warner Brothers, Udio and Suno, because they use songs to train Udio to how to play guitar and bass and drums and trumpet. What? Are they crazy?
That's wild.
If they win that case, that's going to destroy AI. I don't think they can win it.
We've been copying everybody's music
Does Warner
since I was
accept Suno
since we were born. I mean,
submissions?
that's how you learn.
Warner, like Warner Brothers Entertainment.
Look at the movies.
Warner
You go, oh,
Brothers
I've seen that in
bought,
another movie. Go
Suno.
ahead.
The partners with Suno and
She
Universal.
says, "Does Warner accept Suno's submissions with original lyrics?"
God,
Is
I
what
don't
she
see why
said.
they would.
Warner bought Suno.
Warner
Yeah,
and
but-
Suno are partners now.
Right.
Warner Brothers Records and Suno have partnered.
They're going to put out the restrictions.
Yeah, and they're going to have AI bands, and their AI bands are going to chart, like we were talking about earlier. Which what I was asking you, Kimberly, is if that's what you were thinking about doing, was inventing a AI band to release songs with.
I just hope that they're training these AI people on people's styles that they give the people they're training on credit. Because, I mean, yeah, we all learn from everybody, but eventually you got to give credit to the teachers and who taught you.
I don't know how they're going to figure that
I mean,
all out, man.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Hey, you know what? And not all the people that you think that you think should be getting that credit, even I hate to say it like this, but even really care about that. And I'm just going to use somebody in as an example, a friend of mine who's played on zillions of records. All right, zillions of records. And he said, you know, in the 80s, they were flying me all over the world to play on these records, and some of them sounded really terrible. He's like, this Suno stuff is awesome. It sounds so great. You know, it's like, wow. He doesn't care that Suno's ripping off his sound because it is. He's
How
on a
is he
zillion
ripping
records.
off
Well,
his sound?
if they're taking a collective of all the great players on
1
records.
millionth of a percent.
Right. And that's my point.
gonna
That's
sue
why
for
he
that?
doesn't care. That's why he doesn't care, because it's like they're taking a collective of all the records ever.
They,
It's not a personal thing.
I'm
you
on,
know?
Are you anybody on those Suno things on Facebook? In that Suno group, you usually hear them talking about that. But my thing is like, what are you worried about? What are you hating? What don't you like? Have you had a hit? Because if you haven't had a hit, nobody's cares and nobody's
Nobody
stealing
cares.
nothing. I'll wait till you get sued, then let's talk.
There we go.
But everybody's talking like they're like these big artists, like I'm, you know, like I'm Leon Rhymes or I'm Tim McGraw, but you're not. We're all struggling in a business, and what are we worried about? What are you worried about? Someone going to track you down because you use Suno on half of your album? I mean, come on. I mean, it's all going to play out.
Like, you know, when I play the guitar with most of it, I play like Dickie Beth because I learned Dickie Beth.
Yeah.
Like,
I play the
going all the
Eagles
way.
licks all the time. Am
It's
I in
like-
trouble?
So people, you know, musicians in the audience hear me and go, "Oh,
Yeah.
They know." But yeah,
Now, if you were
so who's gonna sue
playing,
me
if
for
you
that?
were playing his melody, and you put that melody in your song, now you're in trouble. But just because you saw, I'm a trumpet player, for God's sakes. I have Harry James. I grew up listening to 100 different trumpet players. I got a little bit of style from every one.
I
of
mean,
them.
we all did that
That's what we
with
do.
our respective crafts
You
and
can't sue
people we
me for
listen
that.
to.
You know Rich Zabo? Rich Zabo?
I've heard the name.
He's a friend of mine.
Oh,
He has a fly fishing shop in Pennsylvania.
Buddy Rich is.
I mean, how many women out there have tried to recreate Whitney Houston's Star Spangled Banner to the exact riffs. How many years do we hear the same person trying to sing that same thing?
I just heard, me and my wife were taking the day off, and I just heard 2 songs. I go, oh my God, is it Billy Ocean, a Caribbean Queen? Did Michael Jackson copy? Did he write Beat It? There's the same guitar lick in there, the same beat, the same melody. And I'm going, okay, so that in the old days might be a lawsuit, but when does that come up? How many big lawsuits have there been? 5 or 6 that you can remember? You know, and we're all worried about getting sued by who and here and how. Just go do it. Have fun.
If you're getting sued, you're doing something right.
Nobody, yeah.
If you're getting sued, you have hit.
We've always prayed that someone would steal our songs.
I think that should be your publishing company, Paula. Sue me.
Please steal my stuff.
Sue me. I'm a hit record maker. That should be my publishing company.
Please steal my credit identity.
Please come steal from me. Take me to court.
The lawsuit for Ghostbusters and Huey Lewis in the News. Because he pleaded no contest. He was under so much pressure that they already had it in the can. They needed the damn theme song. So he wrote it like in one night and submitted it, and that's the Ghostbusters stamp.
You know, I was in the studio when they were recording Ghostbusters.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, me and my brother were he was dating the girl, I can't see her name, but she was a backup singer for some famous people. And she was in there and she invited us, and they were doing freaking Ghostbusters. I go, that sounds pretty good. We're like little Muppets. Hey, that's good. You know?
I like the one with George Harrison. Subconsciously did not know that was.
You're so fine.
You're so fine. Dulang, Dulang. He even put the my sweet Lord, bum, 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 and it was he's so fine. Dulang, Dulang, and he even copied that part. It was crazy. And his manager ended up buying the copyright for he's so fine.
He's so fine. He's so fine.
He bought the copyright, and George Harrison ended up buying the copyright, so there would be no future. Now his family owns both He's So Fine and My Sweet Lord.
Everybody made money on that.
Yeah, there have been a couple with Ed Sheeran. There was one with the Miley Cyrus song that won the Grammy. That was one that became Flowers, because they said that she stole it from Bruno Mars. And
where did Bruno Mars get it?
No. Well, there you go. But it was literally like her song is like an answer to his song. It's not. She didn't copy the melody. She didn't copy the lyric. She took his theme and his idea and gave him an answer, essentially, as the way I saw that song. And it's a great song. So why'd she get sued? Because she made a great song.
From what I understand, all the copyright laws are still in play, and they adhere to everything. Whether I wrote it in AI or half AI, if AI stole something and I put a song out and they can prove it, I can get sued for it. I mean, the laws are already there. So why are we making more laws? I mean, they're already there. Copyright laws are standing firm.
Tommy Barnes and Gene Simmons were sued for Indian Outlaw, and Rick Blakemore was sued for Prop Me Up by the Jukebox.
I believe that you have just as much chance of writing an original melody tonight and getting sued for it as Suno does creating a melody for you and getting sued for it. I believe it's the same law, same everything.
All the copyright laws apply perfectly right now.
Don't change them.
It all seems fear-based and controlled. And
how about John Fogerty? His publishing company sued him, right? Because of and you know what the judge said? All your songs sound the same, so that they threw the copyright because his songs sound. I would have rather what?
Taylor Swift just won a lawsuit. They'd be suing Taylor Swift all the time. She just won another one. She got sued because the one she just won, I don't think is this one, but one she got sued for was her last album, Life of a Showgirl. Some girl in Vegas stole her because she stole. Well, I'm a showgirl in Vegas, and she stole my whole theme of who I am.
It's not
Because
the
you're
rule
a
for
very original,
can't
being a
copyright
showgirl
an
in
idea.
Vegas.
You can't copyright a hook. You can't copyright
An idea, right?
Your lyric and your melody.
Right.
That's all
That's it.
there is to
Can't
That's it.
copyright a title.
Nope.
That's why you always have to write the best possible version of your
Yeah, there's always an exception to the rule. Because of the trademark laws, you can't write Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You
Because it's
cannot write-
trademarked,
You can write Randolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
which is really exciting
not
for
Rudolph.
darn Carl because
How
I'm
about-
getting ready
this
to
is the
trademark
real
it.
title. Does your chewing gum lose
It's
its
like-
flavor on the
can't-
bedpost
You can't
overnight?
write
Now,
Coca-Cola.
if you
I mean,
write that,
those trademarks
you intended to
come across in the copyright.
copyright infringement.
Is that if you're a trademark?
No, what they're saying is if it's a unique title that had never been used before and never been used since, and you use that unique title, like does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? You're gonna get sued by
Time
the.
after time, any time is very upset. It's about the word time after time.
I'm not hearing them.
Time after time, but time after time is a cliche.
Yeah.
It's not unique.
It's not unique. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, they're unique.
Time after that's a cliche. It really is. Time after time. I told you,
Yeah.
time after time, and shut up. I mean, it's a, you know,
I have a question on saying, you have a place to get a simple work for hire form and a simple writer split sheet where I could find one.
Yeah, email me. I'll send it. To
Bob's got them. Also, I mean,
but they're already filled out. Be
you.
careful.
No,
no, also just like you can also I utilize chat. I utilize chat. I utilize chat as well.
you can find free ones on the internet.
Yeah, but Bob has them.
But yeah, it's hard to tell what to keep and what's enough. But Bob's got tried and true stuff. I'm sure you do too.
I have Bob's.
Yeah, you have Bob. So she got hers from Bob. Get it from Bob.
What we should do is I should send them, and I'll make more work for you, Jen.
No,
I could
it
send
would be
all
a-
those contracts and
It'll be a
licenses.
great thing to add to our new website when we
Yeah.
design the new website.
Yeah,
That'll
I'll
be a
put it
great
out there.
section for the
'Cause I
website.
teach music publishing, so I have all the licensing. I have sync licensing, I have mechanical licenses, different ones. I have ones that labels would send to the publisher. I have ones that publishers would send to an artist or producer. I've got all that stuff if you need it.
What time's the pizza
I was
coming?
no, that was a little bit of a kind of a
No
little bit of a snafu of why I
Okay.
didn't have to be able to get the pizza today. But
I could have picked it up. Just let me know next time.
yeah, I will. It was a little.
Hopefully we get flat.
There was a little stuff. So, do we have any more questions out there? I want to make a couple of announcements. Cool.
We cover everything?
Any more questions? Corey Lee is saying, "Hola, hi Corey."
Are you writing a lot?
Songwriting right now, Belmont.
Okay.
So
Well, call me in a couple of years when you graduate from that.
Well, yeah, that'll be part of the
That's a tough
announcements actually.
course.
So
Yeah.
we just put out the schedule for the whole month. Next week is going to be a little bit of a different scenario for our pitch routine. Ordinarily, y'all will be coming here at 6:30 and we'll be pitching live. It's not going to be able to happen that way because the person we're pitching to is in London. And so I'm going to be talking to him during the day and recording it, and then we'll air it later. And we can all join here to watch it together, and if everybody wants to, because
Will there be pickups the same way.
yeah.
one
So
song?
what we're doing with this one is it's only going to be one round of songs because he wants to deliver feedback. He wants to take the time to listen to the songs and provide feedback from the publisher perspective. So that goes back to the questions of, is AI okay? Not in the sync world. Not in the sync world. It's not okay. Now, if you have a great song that you wrote and you have a Suno demo, he'll listen to it. He'll give you feedback on it. But if you want it to be synced, you're going to have to take that song and get it produced and then pitch it.
They're still taking sync and they're still taking AI and sync.
Well, I'm talking about Mark.
Oh,
This
okay.
this specific publisher
Gotcha.
is in.
His name's Mark.
Yes, his
Good
name is
guy,
Mark.
good
Yeah.
guy.
He's listening for sync.
Yes, he is a publishing company in
Pop-up?
London,
What's the
Pop Up
pop-up?
Music.
Yeah.
Pop Up Music. He's my publisher for my song Never Forget.
What's the title of
Never Forget.
Yeah.
Silly
I forgot
goose.
it already.
Forgot it already. It was funny because I actually, true story, I forgot I signed a contract. Okay, I was pitching my song, and this was back in the Reverb Nation days for myself, and I pitched it to Pop Up Music, and he gave me a non-exclusive, and I signed it, and it renewed itself in 5 years, and I forgot all about it. And I mean, I'm just a testament. I said a prayer here. I had moved here, and I was like, hey, God, what do I do next? I mean, I've done this. Can you just like let me know what I should do next? And 2 weeks later, I got an email from Mark. Hey, Jen, congrats. We got you a sync. I thought it was spam. I Googled, I like Pop Up Music. And then it all came back. It's when I saw the logo and I went, oh, that's right. I signed that contract. And here it was 6 years later. It had renewed itself, and he was still plugging it. And then 3 weeks later, it's on the Hallmark Channel. It does happen, you guys. It does happen. And Mark his company has a lot of syncs. So he's a really good company to pitch to. And we'll be excited to send him some songs. Yeah, I think he mainly does non-exclusive for the most part. Which is great. And
he's across the pond. You know.
And he's a great guy. It was really fun talking to him on Zoom the other day. We had a little Zoom meeting about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we normally do from my living room. I'm going to do him the pitch. He'll listen to the music. He'll give the feedback, and then I'll air the pitch later. Okay. And we'll all hang up. It's a 1-song pitch for Mark Garfield.
When's the deadline on that?
It'll be next Sunday night. I'm going to put all this in the website this week. You guys, it'll all be updated on the website Friday or Saturday and in the newsletter. But you have till Sunday to pitch for Mark Garfield. Please make it detailed in the email to me, tsai.jennaM@gmail.com, Mark Garfield pitch. In the subject heading, 1 song. You have to be a member to pitch. Just remember that. Yeah, I would like the lyrics as well, so that I can, if you get it to me on Sunday, I can forward the lyrics to him so that he can have them on hand to look.
That he might be helpful. If you have an instrumental without the vocal, put it in the email to you.
Let me know if you also have an instrumental.
Yeah, because if you don't have an instrumental, that limits the use of the song.
Right. You need to be able to separate the tracks. You can't just have a song that you can't pull the lyrics off of in some way.
I know.
I've used LALAL.
Yeah, I use like one of the, there's a few different online. I have one on my phone that I use. Yeah.
If you have your own publishing company, is it a good idea to pitch to another publisher?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you're really pitching as an artist. You're just represented as an artist and a publisher. They expect you to be one whole thing. So they're not looking, oh, he's a publisher. They're looking at you as a writer. If you're not, because you're an artist, publisher. You're just publishing your own stuff. It's same bit. Well, you want to have it because you want to have it, and you never know when you'll get in a position where it'll mean something. Like if you want to sign somebody, you can sign somebody.
So the answer to you, Mr. Bulk, is no AI if you want it to get synced. If you want to know feedback from somebody who has the potential to sync it, then the AI demo Mark will listen to, but he's not going to cut it. He's just going to give you feedback on it.
He's not going to sign it.
Right. He's not going to sign it. He's not going to sign. He's not going to give you a licensing on it. And how do you become a member? So TSAINashville.com. You're going to go to our webpage and go to our merch shop. It sounds a little silly. When you go in our merch shop, you're going to see t-shirts, coffee mugs, and you're going to see monthly subscription, and you're going to see yearly subscription. Once you've become a member, then you can start submitting for pitches. Our next pitch after Mark Garfield is going to be the following week to Rob Tobby, right?
Right.
Right.
That might be a one pitch situation because of the time change.
And that might be a one song as well, right? Because we start late and it'll be late for
Yeah,
him.
and Rob does like to give a little bit of feedback. It's always really good because he's a producer, he's an artist, all that.
And the way we've been rolling, our first round is usually anywhere from 40 to 45 songs. So that's a lot of songs to get through with feedback.
Okay.
And then next up, we will have the following week, we're going to have a co-write here at Tone Central. So local members, come on in. If we have
your best idea.
Yeah, and if there's a lot of us, we're going to split into groups.
Email them to me in advance.
And listen, I hate to be this person, but if you're coming to co-write with us, get here at 6:30. Because if you're writing with us and we're in the middle of a song and then the 7th and 8th person walks in at 7:30, it makes writing a song very challenging. If we have 8 people walk in at 6:30, easily we split into 2 groups. But once you get into 8, 9 songwriters a song, I mean, honestly, it's probably never going to happen.
We're not going to do that.
We're just not going to do it. So get here on time at 6:30 for that. And then our last week is going to be a showcase. We'll be announcing the lineup here soon of some songwriters performing here at Tone Central. You guys want to say hi? Do you guys want to say hi? Can we add Corey and Christina to the stage? We're going to let them say hi for a second. Hi, guys.
Hey. We just got back home.
How are y'all doing?
Good. How is it with you guys?
We're having fun.
We've been analyzing Corey's last 3 songs.
He wrote them all an hour ago.
We've been analyzing your last 3 songs, and it came out good, and better.
Yeah, Mark.
Anyway, hey, one good thing about going to the song co-writing thing we have, we'll flip coins, draw straws, whatever, but you'll be writing with people you probably wouldn't be writing with otherwise, good or bad. Like, I don't see Frank enough. I'd love to write with Frank again, but it might not happen unless we do that. Or I've never written with any of you, or Bob. You're writing with some, Bob. I mean, that's Bob.
Bob. All the same both ways.
So it's really a good thing to come to. We've written some pretty good songs.
We've actually, yes, we've written a couple of good songs. We're on our 25th Mama song, I think, by now.
Yeah, well, we have a Mama Steeler over there. Yeah.
Everybody needs a Mama song, but just remember, if you're pitching to an artist and they already have a Mama song, probably don't want to send them another Mama song because they already have their Mama song.
All those songs are dangerous because is mom alive or your mom sick?
You got to do a little bit of research for your pitch in, then you find out something wrong. Anyway, so like I said, we will see you next week, same back time, same back channel. Thank you so much to Mark Barnowski and Bob Dellaposta, our guests, our pros. I am Jenna Marotta, the executive director of the Tennessee Songwriters and your host.
And doing a fine job.
Thank you so much. Come out and see us every Thursday.
We miss you, Corey.
We have big thanks to Tone Central Station for being our sponsor and having us every week. A big thanks to Romeo Records for having us every week, Thursday with Danny Streimer from 4 to 6 p.m. And then we've got the Border Tones twice a month here at Tone Central, every 2nd and 4th Monday, doing a guitar pull from 4:30 to 6:30. And then we've got Monday Music Mayhem with yours truly down in Franklin every 2nd Monday at Kimbrough's Pick and Parlor. So get out there to those TSAI around towns and get to know our TSAI members and come to a meeting. And thank you for coming out tonight. Bye.
Now let's really get down to it.
Awesome. End stream.